Nope. Go fish. Got any threes? Fuck. Nope. Go fish. Got any sevens? Yeah, I got 2 4s. Damn it. Is that it? Oh, man. Yep. You win again. You know, I really ought to teach you something like poker. Maybe I might be able to win at that. Yeah, that's 3 games in a row. I'm on some kind of losing streak. Would it be apropos of me to say rats? Yeah, we need to go ahead and get more food. I'll probably do it in a little bit. No. No, I have no problem going and doing it. I don't really feel like you should be up and about doing that kind of thing. At least, not yet. Maybe in a couple days. Besides, I'm kind of used to the whole hunting thing. Doesn't really bother me anymore, and it's easy. It's just one of those things that, you know, it just comes naturally. It's, as they say, it's like riding a bike, you know? Yeah, I'm gonna head out right now and go get some. What's up? If you want to ask something, you can ask me. You know, the whole point of this is to get you to remember things. Am I Raven? That's a fair question. Of course, I'm pretty sure you know the answer to it by now, don't you? I suppose you're wondering why I say Raven did this, Raven did that, rather than I did this, I did that. I'm not the person that I used to be in this story. I have changed a lot over the years. Part thanks to you and a few others. But it helps me separate myself from the person I was back then. Helps me cope. The short answer is yes, I am, or was, Raven. I don't go by that name anymore. I'm sure you'll figure that out eventually. That is a big topic, though, isn't it? You always were curious about my name. And then, when you finally go to sleep, well, you aren't around to hear it. That sucks, dude. Oh well, you'll eventually get it. Anyway, I'm gonna go get some food. Alright, it's fair. We played 3 games of cards and gossiped about politics and stuff like that. It's only fair that I tell you things that you actually care about. Like your past, for example. Okay. I practiced this story so many times in my head that I don't quite remember where we're at. Remind me, we are at the church, and we just encountered a vampire that I clearly have some history with. Am I right? Okay. Well, let's continue so you can find out what happened to you and Raven. Sit tight, rat. We have a little bit to talk about today. You'd felt it a few times in life. Familiar chill running down your spine despite how it had been many, many years since the last time you'd experienced it. Not since you were a child, actually. And that day, it was clear. It was like a snake made of ice slithering down your back. This girl, as powerful as she was, could likely rip your limbs off with her bare hands. This fight that you stumbled into was not one you were qualified for. Your breath began to quicken. Your heart rate began to spiral out of control. The reality of this life they led, this nightmare they lived, it finally set in. This was a monster. A real, living, breathing monster. Raven looked over at you. Hey, rat. Just relax, alright? You ain't fighting her. She's a lot of things, but she respects one-on-one fights. Don't jump in and help me, alright? Let me deal with this alone. As long as you stay out of it, she won't hurt you. She'll let you go if she kills me.
See? There you go again, with this weird story that you've mixed up in your head where I'm some sort of maniac who kills people. The last thing I killed was a gallon of ale, and I didn't even get drunk. Man, sometimes I wish I had a human switch.
So, this is your new place, huh? How long you been shacked up here?
Not too long. About 6 months. Although, when you compare that to how long I've been anywhere, it feels like I've been here forever.
What happened to the last place? That hotel?
Humans only, apparently. They chased me out with pitchforks and machetes. You'd think there would have been a sign.
You don't seem like you like it here. Oh, what's wrong? Baby doesn't have a warm blanket.
I keep warm just fine. It's the lack of visitors that kills me. Do you know how many cute boys have come up to say hello? I'll give you a hint. It's between 1 and -1. Surprisingly enough, the Gothic church thing doesn't really bring in a lot of visitors.
How many men could possibly be interested in a horrible creature like you?
You want my body count or something?
I knew it! I knew you've been killing people! So how many has it been, huh? 10? 20? 100?
The other kind, mate.
Oh. No, I'm good. It was silent for a while. The girl peered at you and Raven back and forth over and over. Her orange eyes set and stopped on you. She showed a toothy grin, but from what you could see, it wasn't malevolent. It was simply friendly.
Is he a handful for you as well? Yeah, of course I'm talking to you. Who else? I tell you, every time he comes my way, he's... How should I put it?
Stop talking to them.
Like that! See? He must drive you crazy, huh? Wait. What did you just call him?
Hey, can you maybe not talk to the monster? Thanks.
Wait. You called him Raven? Oh my god! That's so hilarious! That's so edgy. Are you seriously going with that?
Shut up! I didn't pick it!
Oh, look at those cheeks! You're blushing! Come on, be honest. You really wanted to name like Blade or Hell Bullet or Death Crusher?
I hate you!
Don't I know it? You certainly say it enough. I've missed this. How long has it been since we fought anyway? I lose track of time so easily in here.
2 years, 4 months, 1 week, 1 day.
Fucking hell. Not like you've been counting or anything.
I wasn't planning on running into you for a while, but since you've been terrorizing a town...
Oh yeah, that's me. I'm wreaking havoc from my lone abandoned church that I never leave. Tomorrow I'm thinking about ending humanity. Honestly, we'll see how tired I am by noon. Do you see how crazy that sounds? Just give it a rest, will ya? I haven't done anything.
And yet, here I am, investigating multiple dead bodies around town. The only one in the area I know capable of that is you.
Dead bodies? Man, they really ought to do a newspaper up here or something. Totally out of the loop. Well, this is the first I've heard of it. And I promise whatever you think I did, much like our entire relationship, you're blaming me for things I didn't do. But that's kind of our thing, huh? I make fun of you, you try to kill me, that's kind of our dynamic.
Do you honestly think I believe that for a second?
No, of course not. You still think little old me is a monster sent from the depths of hell, tasked with causing death and despair wherever she may wander. You need a girlfriend, dude. Or a hobby, at the very least.
I don't! I'm not interested in that right now, alright?
Of course you're not. Let me guess. This line of work doesn't suit a love life. I'm too cool and dark to talk to girls. Am I right?
Do you ever stop talking?
Only on Sundays. But you're here on a Friday. Bollocks.
You see what I deal with? Every time I run into this woman, she drives me batshit insane.
Insane is right. I've been dead for 10 years. You have to let me go. The accident wasn't your fault.
I'm here for a monster's head. I see a monster in front of me. So we doing this or what?
Yeah, fine. Let's just hurry it up, though. I've got company coming that won't pull a knife on me. No offense.
No, stay back on this one. Normally, under other circumstances, I'd take the help, but as you can probably tell, this mark is a bit personal. Wouldn't feel right if I got help. Yeah. Thanks for understanding.
You're really gonna regret not taking any help from, I'm sorry, I missed your name. What was it?
Don't answer that.
I am literally just asking for their name. I'm not asking for their firstborn child. What do you think I'm gonna do with a name? I'm not a fey creature. Like, giving me their name is going to give me ultimate power. Just stop acting like an overprotective dad, right? It's just a name. Mouse. See? That's cute. Whoever named them should have named you. Raven. I'm sorry. I just can't get over it. It's so lame.
The same person did name... Okay. Rat, get back. This is gonna get ugly. Raven drew a dagger again with his left hand and lowered into a fighting stance. The girl removed her coat, revealing her arms. They were muscular, and while she wasn't very tall, the strength that seemed to exude from her toned body likely wasn't just for show. She cracked her knuckles and then adjusted her flat cap, a smirk across her face.
All right, bird brain. Let's dance. Again. We do this a lot.
Raven lightly scraped his feet in place, solidifying his stance on the ground, but the woman didn't have to get into a stance of any kind. Knowing her power, she likely didn't have to. Raven rushed ahead at her, flashing his blade and stabbed right at her face. She tilted her body backwards and did a full back handspring as Raven passed behind her.
Still a aggressive and going right for the kill. That's pretty much the only thing I agreed about your fighting style. You almost got me that time.
Not looking for your approval.
He swung his blade deftly at her head, stomach, back and forth, over and over as she blocked his wrist and swatted him away. She wasn't even attacking him back, almost like she was toying with him.
And that's the part I don't agree with. After your first attack, you always try to do the same thing over and over and over and over. You need to switch strategies, dude. When something doesn't work, you can't keep hammering on at it.
I'm fine, thanks.
You have a free hand. And I know that's not the only dagger you have, Mr. Walking Weapon Shop. You just drop your damn pride for like a single second and use your right hand.
I'm saving that hand for a special occasion, and believe me, you ain't worth the trouble.
They fought back and forth. Raven's strikes were precise yet wild and aggressive. He definitely knew where he wanted to put the blade, but the woman kept deflecting his assault. You glanced briefly at the door. Raven would likely be angry if you left and got Swann, but in the opening moments of the fight, it was clear that he was at a distinct disadvantage. Swann would help even the odds, but would Raven forgive you? Perhaps it was worth it if you saved his life. He stabbed at her head and she tripped his feet out from under him. He fell to the ground in a prone position. She pounced on top of him, pinning him to the ground. She grabbed his arms and held him down. She grinned mischievously.
Be honest with me. Scale from 1 to 10. How mad would you be if I dropped like a massive loogie on your forehead like right about now?
That's so gross! Grow up! Get off of me!
Raven lifted his legs and threw them upwards, using momentum to knock her off of him. He grunted angrily.
Stop fucking with me and fight back already!
If I did that, it would kill you. Do you think that's what I want?
Fuck you! Take me seriously right now!
What is with boys and needing to look all tough and strong? Is it really that crazy that a girl has you beat?
This has nothing to do with that, and you know it. You people took everything from me, and my whole life I dedicated to getting revenge. And here you are not fighting me back. You are spitting on my life's purpose.
All right. Fine. If that's what you really want.
She blocked Raven's attack and punched toward his stomach. Raven caught it and locked his arm around her wrist and pulled it in. She gasped. He grinned.
Gotcha.
She jumped up and kicked at his chest, freeing herself. He grunted harshly and fell backwards. She charged at him and he dodged the punch very closely. He slammed the knife toward the side of her head and it was blocked. He dropped the dagger out of his left hand and caught it with his right on the way down. Her expression sparked wildly, and after he caught it, she grabbed his wrist and punched him in the face, insanely hard. Harder than you thought was ever possible. He flew back and crashed through a few sets of pews. Her face immediately dropped into regret.
Oh, Are you alright? It was instinct. I didn't mean to...
Raven crawled out from the rubble, his mouth and nose bleeding horribly. He coughed violently, obviously in intense pain. Seeing him in so much trouble began to boil your blood.
Listen, just let me help you up. This was a really stupid idea. I can't believe I didn't expect to... I didn't think you were going to use your right hand.
Your brain said not to, but your body said, hey, let's attack the immortal creature that just crushed the face of an experienced fighter. You rushed ahead, not thinking about anything else. You drew your dagger and made a slicing arc at the woman's neck. And she caught your arm without even looking at you. She then turned to you and frowned.
Is that really what you want to do, Mouse? Do you really think that's a good idea?
You grimaced angrily and attempted to punch her with your other hand. She blocked that as well, her brows furrowed, slightly annoyed.
You've got some guts, Mouse. I'll give you that. But you just attacked me. And that means you're in this fight now. And I really don't want to have to hurt you.
Hands off!
Raven, out of nowhere, tackled her to the ground. She grunted in surprise and was caught completely off guard. He swung the dagger toward her head again and she once again caught it. She threw him off of her and grabbed him. She threw him hard toward another set of pews, and he crashed through them. Didn't seem like he would be getting up this time. You felt deflated.
You're getting better every time we fight. Though I suppose, to you, that's not a consolation coming from me. But I think I win again.
Fuck you. I'm not done yet, you bitch.
You see? When you say things like that, it's super cringy. It's not you at all. It just sounds so fake badass. I'm sorry.
Would you just shut the hell up? You're so annoying.
See, now that's more like it. Come on, bird brain. Give up. I don't want to have to hurt you any more than I already have.
Keep it coming.
You are so dumb. One day you're gonna look back and regret how often you willingly got your ass kicked. Fine, have it your way.
She walked toward him slowly, her hands up. Out of desperation, you grabbed your dagger by the tip of the blade and threw it at her. It barely missed her head. She stopped walking and turned to you. Her orange irises flared.
You are just... Okay. You're first, then.
Wait, no. Leave Red alone.
She began sprinting full force at you, and you backed up to the wall and could go no further. She then leapt through the air, her claws and fangs baring, and you thought to yourself, this is it. Raven weakly held his hand out, and in those last seconds, you remember wishing you could say bye to your grandmother. I love you, Grandma, you thought. I'll see you again someday. In the longest second of your life, you heard a chain rattle. You looked up to see it wrap quickly around the ankle of the woman. She looked back at her foot, and just as she did, the chain yanked hard as you thought possible, and it swung her entire body away from you, all the way around the room, and slammed into a bookshelf, destroying it entirely. You stared at the woman, who was finally down for a moment. You followed the source of the chain to see a familiar, kind-hearted, jump-scare-hating hunter.
I should have known you'd do this from the moment you agreed to leave. Little hothead can't sit in place.
Give me a break. I was fucking bored.
Then read a book or play a board game, not challenge a vampire to a duel. Next time you feel bored, just tie your hands behind your back and try to train a bull naked. Or better yet, play Russian roulette by yourself with a full clip.
Nag. You gonna help me up or what?
Of course I am, but you're still getting scolded later. Come on, upsy daisy.
Swann grabbed Raven's arm and hoisted him up. They inspected Raven's face quickly, and Raven waved them on.
Oh, God. Well, you must be Swann. Oh, I've heard a lot about you. Oh, fancy sword you've got yourself there.
You looked at the chain Swann held, and you noticed that it wasn't a normal whip or even chain links. They were segmented blades that seemed to be a bladed whip when swung. Swann pulled the trigger on the hilt, and the segmented blades coiled together to make a normal sword. What a strange weapon. Swann stowed it on their hip and turned to you.
Mouse, I expect this sort of thing from Raven, but you... I'd hoped you'd have a cooler head. Still, you did save my good friend from possible death with your silly heroics, so I suppose I can let it slide. Thank you for that, by the way.
Swann turned to the woman, watching her get up and dusting herself off.
Now then, I'm glad you've heard of me, but I'm afraid I've never heard of you. At least, not until now. So, you're our mysterious assassin.
That's what they tell me. I must be a pretty good killer to have bodied some ladies that I've never even come into contact with. Especially since I can't even leave this place. Like I told the bird brain and the little mouse, I haven't done shit.
Well, judging from Raven's condition, you're certainly quite capable, and unless I'm mistaken, you're the only monster around. Things certainly aren't looking good for you, are they?
Well, I agree with that much. Look, I can't leave this place, so I'll make you a deal. You come back later, and I swear I'll answer whatever the hell it is you want to ask me. I'm gonna have company any minute, and if she sees any of you, she'll get scared and run off.
Who the hell could possibly want to visit you?
Hey, you are my only friend, you know.
We aren't friends!
Come on, please. Just do me this one favor, and I'll tell you anything you want to know. I just don't want Anna to get scared.
Anna?
Yeah, that's her name. But technically it's Annabeth, but, you know, she doesn't like the whole name thing. Who am I to tell her what she wants to be called?
You and the hunters exchanged glances. There's no way she could be unaware. Sister Annabeth? A choir girl from the church?
Well, yeah. How do you know that?
Oh dear. I can't tell if you're simply lying to us or not, but just in case you aren't, Sister Annabeth was who we got called about.
What are you talking about? What did she do?
Nothing. It's not what she did, it's what happened to her.
No. You can't possibly mean that.
Yeah. She was killed. The woman's face grew pale, and she quickly sat down in a broken pew. She looked like the wind got knocked out of her. Her face spelled shock and despair. Her head fell into her hands.
You didn't know, did you?
I figured she was just late. She was supposed to come yesterday. I thought maybe that she just got caught up in something. I stayed hopeful that maybe she
You knew her very well then?
was my only real friend here. What the fuck happened?
Once again, you exchanged glances. From this information, this vampire was either a talented actor and a liar, or perhaps, wildly enough, innocent. You looked at the vampire and told her what happened. You decided that even if it should hurt, it was best if she knew the gruesome details.
A vampire bite? Who would dare?
Hey, easy. We're investigating what happened, alright? If you didn't do it, then you stay out of it and we'll find out who did. Although, this makes it a hell of a lot harder. You were our only lead.
I would never do that to her. Never.
Yeah, I know. I kinda knew that already.
You fought me anyway, huh?
Are you surprised?
No. But now that I know what happened to her, I don't want to fight you anymore.
Good. We're gonna go figure out what happened.
Wait.
You all turned back toward her to see her stand up. She put her hand on her chest.
Take me with you. Let me help.
Whoa there! Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Someone killed my best friend and I want answers. I want to make whatever bastard who hurt her pay.
Are you sure that's wise? You aren't a human. You'd certainly set off some alarms in people.
I'll wear a disguise. I'll wear a cloak, a coat, glasses. I don't care. I'm not just gonna sit here while my best friend's killer is out there gallivanting free.
Alright. Come with then.
Wait, what?
I said come along.
Just like that? Without history? Don't you hate me?
Oh yeah, vehemently. But I'm the last person that would deny someone the chance of making the murderer of their loved ones pay.
Right.
Besides, it might help to clear your name. You being a vampire and all.
Swann looked over at Raven.
She is a vampire, right?
The vampire looked over at Raven solemnly. Raven scoffed. Don't know what you're looking at me for. I ain't gonna lie for you. Yeah, she's a vamp. She's gotta clear her name if she's innocent. She looked at him softly and nodded with a sad smile. She cleared her throat.
Well, looks like we're a bit of a dream team for a bit, huh, Birdbrain?
Don't start.
Finally get to work with me, buddy. Wish it was under better circumstances, though. Anyway, Mouse? Swann? My name's Piper Radcliffe. I'm sure Birdbrain's told you plenty about me.
Never heard of you. Sorry.
Wow! You don't even talk about me?
I usually use disparaging nicknames if I bring you up.
Yeah, that's probably pretty accurate.
Very well. First things first. Do we tell the mayor we no longer have a lead?
Actually, if you don't mind, I kind of have a selfish request. I want to say goodbye to Anna. You guys think you could sneak me into the dead people place and so I can pay my respects?
A little unorthodox, but if it'll give you closure and help you focus on the job, sure, why not? Piper nodded and followed behind you and the hunters. You left the church side by side, walking back into the rain.
Oh, and sorry for trying to kill you, Mouse. It wasn't personal. You kind of threw a knife at my head. I hope we're cool. Great! I'm glad to hear it. I can promise you that it won't happen again. Oh, and Birdbrain. Sorry for punching the dog shit out of you.
I'll get you back for it soon enough. I'm not worried.
Oh, yeah, sure. Sure you will.
I will!
Oh, no. Yeah, of course. Yep, you definitely will do that. Yep.
Go back in the church. I'm already tired of you.
I'm telling you, this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
We met 10 years ago and we are not friends. You know what? I give up. I need pain meds and I need a nap.
Don't worry, Granddad. We'll get you home in no time.
Swallow thumbtacks. You helped sneak Piper into the morgue to say goodbye to her friend. It was a somber moment, and Piper definitely looked like she needed a hug. Despite your brain telling you in every little bit of its power not to do this, you hesitantly gave her one, and immediately she squeezed you so hard you thought your spine would snap. After you left, you needed to go about finding a new lead.
I suppose we could tell the mayor about our findings.
Not sure if the way to go is to tell him that we're now working with the vamp that he told us he's sure that did it.
You might be right, but what else can we do? If Piper really is innocent, then perhaps there could be another explanation.
I guess we don't have much to lose besides our payment. Maybe it'd be best if we did.
That guy! He stopped by my place once. Yeah. And shouted at me to bugger off, like that was gonna do something. He had a bunch of people with him too. Honestly, I've been wanting to say hello for a while.
He had an angry mob with him? How many people?
I don't know, like 20, maybe?
Enough to kill a vampire with the right strategy. Wonder why he didn't attack.
I suppose I can ask him that myself. Honestly, can't wait to see the look on the old bastard's face.
Yeah, you better watch it. We're not on a field trip and you need to blend in, so be polite and show some manners. So, basically, be anything other than yourself.
Okay, I get it. Elbows off the table. I'll be nice. Sort of.
You made your way to the mayor's place again and made your way to his door.
Wait,
What is it?
before we go in, let's discuss a plan. Perhaps we should keep the fact that Piper is the one he's accusing a secret. We should lie and say she was an apothecary we enlisted to help work on a potion. We should say the vampire we found has been dead for quite some time.
Crafty. I like it.
I also like the idea of Piper being dead.
It never ends with this guy, I tell ya.
Swann knocked at the door just as they did before.
Enter.
Once again, you entered the mayor's office, Raven closing the door behind everyone.
Ah, you've returned. With good news, I hope. And who's this?
Before we went to meet with the vampire to bring it to justice, we thought we'd enlist the aid of our guild's apothecary to help poison it. Unfortunately,
They were dead!
I'm sorry?
Oh, wow! Lamentation! The vampire died a tragic death, I tell you! Sadness and despair!
What are they talking about?
dumbass, what's wrong with you?
I'm selling it! On a scale of 1 to 10, how am I doing?
Horrible, just shut up and let us do this. My very expressive friend is right, I'm afraid. The vampire was already dead when we arrived.
That's impossible. It had to have been them. Maybe they were killed after their crimes.
My investigator can confirm. Allow them.
Dead for days, you say? How bad was the decomposition? Yeesh, that bad. But this doesn't make any sense. It couldn't have been anyone else.
That's what we came to talk to you about. Are you sure it couldn't have been anyone else?
What are you implying, boy?
Only that someone from the village could be impersonating a vampire and trick us off the path. Or maybe even worse, they're actually a vampire.
There is one, but I don't think it's the case.
Any lead will do. Please, if there's someone that is even mildly suspicious, we would like to know about it.
His name is Cletus Morris. He's a farmer on the outskirts of town. An odd fellow. Rumors are he murdered his wife. I never found any conclusive evidence of this, so I didn't look into it. Frankly, I find him a repulsive, primitive man.
Tell us how you really feel.
If you would investigate him, I believe you might be closer to solving this case.
I have a quick question for you if you don't mind. Heard a rumor that you went to the abandoned church to run the vampire out of town. Any reason you didn't go in and kill it?
I did, with many of my men. They weren't there.
What do you mean they weren't there?
I mean what I say. They simply were not at the church at the time, so I figured they'd left.
You didn't go inside and check it out?
Of course not. They were a vampire. What would I do that?
Because you said they weren't home.
What an inquisitive little soul you are. Instead of prodding me with questions, perhaps you should put that interrogative talent to use with Mr. Morris.
You'll have to excuse my friend. He's simply very curious. We'll return shortly.
See that you do.
You turned to Raven, who looked annoyed. Swann sighed and led you all out of the room. Raven closed the door behind you all again.
Any reason you're trying to get a contract nixed, Raven?
Don't look at me, I just wondered why our heroic mayor was such a coward, that's all.
I love seeing Bad Brain be on the other side of the annoying prodding for a change. You have got a bright future ahead of you being a total brat.
In any case, I suppose we should speak to Cletus Morris in the meantime. Shall we?
I say we split up, actually.
Here we go again.
Relax, I'm letting you go after the actual perp. I just had a few questions about Sister Annabeth. Something about her death seems strange to me. Keep in mind we didn't get to investigate her fully.
Very well, but I'm not letting you go alone.
Exactly. Which is why Rat's going with me.
I think not. Last time you brought Mouse on a trip, you nearly got yourself killed. This time, Mouse is coming with me to speak to Mr. Morris.
What? But that means...
One man, a veteran of his craft, gets a wacky, lovable sidekick in an all-new adventure. I work alone. Aw, come on, you'll come around in no time. Nice shot. I learned from the best. Can these two coexist? Find out on this new episode of Bird Brain and Bloodsucker.
You have got to be fucking kidding me.
Well, you'd certainly be safe with Piper at your side.
Yeah, I hope he stays at my side too. If he gets behind me, he's just gonna look at my butt.
I would absolutely not do that!
That's mighty defensive. That's not suspicious at all.
Oh dear. Mouse, perhaps we should try and make this detour quick. Wouldn't want to find out they killed each other.
No, actually, I have some questions about Annabeth myself. Might be selfish, but while Raven here... cannot get used to that name. Talks to the other church officials, I might talk to Annabeth's friends. I want to know more about her.
As long as you stay out of my way, I don't give a damn what you do.
What a tsundere.
What did you call me?
Oh, is this something the Kikyoans say?
While they argue, I think I saw a restaurant. I'm in the mood for a cheeseburger. Coming, Mouse? I'm paying.
Man, I'm in the mood for a cheeseburger. Why don't we get one? Our team sucks. Raven.
Piper was always really, really good at knowing what buttons to press and when to press them. She just had maybe one of the most impressive talents when it came to pissing me off. Yeah, Raven, he had quite the temper. And, Piper knew it. She and him, it was easy to laugh at how they interacted at each other now, but back then, oh, the rage, I tell you. Raven definitely wanted to punch her, let's suffice to say. But then you and Swann were ready to investigate an incredibly suspicious character. Something you were dreading. Cletus Morris. Of course, I wasn't there for that. Swann ended up telling me about it later. Well, in any case, that's for next time. And, just as a precursor, shit went down, from what I remember hearing. But you'll hear all about that next time. No. I told you we're taking this slow, alright? Come on, if we're gonna do this, we need to take it slow. If I tell you everything over a 10-hour period consecutively, are you gonna remember any of it? No, of course not. Just take it slow. I promise, over time, you'll start to memorize things and everything will really sink in, and trust me, you're gonna feel better about this entire thing. But if you don't take it slow, well then what the hell am I doing here? You read me? Good. Now, if you're quite done, I would like to walk out the door and go get us some food, because I don't know about you, but I am absolutely famished. Cool. You know what? Come here. Take my gun. Well, I don't need it for squirrels. Because if I'm going to shoot a squirrel, I'm going to be picking lead out of meat that we're going to be eating, and, well, that'll just poison us. So you take it, just in case someone comes in here and, I don't know, tries to take our stuff. No, I'm serious. Just don't shoot me. In fact, let's come up with a code word. What's it going to be? Okay. I'll memorize that. Just try not to blow my head off. Alright? Great. Alright, I'm heading out. Jeez, aren't you picky? You want fries with that? I'll be back. Stay warm and don't turn the safety off unless you need to.